February 8th, 2013. Gonna talk, see, I was listening to the radio today and they talked about truck drivers. So instantly, thought about my Uncle Ronnie, which would have been my mother's brother. She had two brothers, Uncle Ronnie and Uncle Lee, on the Herndon side. So this is a truck driver day, so we're going to talk about Uncle Ronnie. And he was a truck driver. He drove the big diesel trucks, and I remember he was a character, quite a character. Remember the holidays that he'd come around, and he had all kinds of stories, because truck drivers get together and share a lot of stories. But very entertaining to have him around. I remember when I talked about my grandmother's place when I was for kindergarten, first grade. I remember taking naps, because when you're younger you have to take naps, and on the big bed, and one of my cousins, which would have been his daughter. He had two from the first marriage, and she would have been slightly older than I, so I'm going to say she was a year or two older, and she did have a younger brother, so I guess that wouldn't make me the youngest one out of the clan. But I remember sleeping on that bed in grandmother's place, and I must have fell asleep and rolled out and hit that floor, and I had one of those big old goose eggs in my noggin. But I remember from the early years. Now he divorced, and don't remember seeing them all that much after that. And then he remarried and had a couple more kids. So I got some cousins out there. But I remember later on, because when we moved out of Oklahoma City to Yukon, that I remember seeing her when I got into, I must have been junior high, because I remember one of the kids up the blocks was about her same age and same school, and knew of her, and that was my cousin. I can't remember her name. I want to say Renee was her name. But Uncle Ronnie, we talk about truck drivers, and the first thing that comes to mind is in the back of the day in the 70s, CBs was a big thing. Talking on CBs, I remember good friends that lived across the boulevard there, or across the field in Yukon, had a CD, and there was a freeway that went out of Oklahoma City, and Yukon was about 10, 15 miles outside Oklahoma City, and we could hear the truckers going up and down the freeway, and I remember his handle, because he had to have a handle, kind of like what we have, what they call them now, anyway, but handle, and this was the town clown. I remember him talking to the truckers as they passed up and down the freeway. I remember my dad even had a CB in his truck, because they were Cummins radios. But they allowed you to talk back and forth without before cell phones, so you could actually chit chat. And there's a song, I'll play that a little bit later. 10-4 Big Trucker. 10-4. So, anyway, years ago. Nope. More Big Buddy song. That's it. Anyway, one of the stories, I'm trying to remember one of the stories Uncle Ronnie told. Let's see, what was it? There was something about Granny was riding a bicycle, and the bicycle chain broke, and some kids pulled up in a car and offered her a ride. You know, just tie the rope to the car and we'll pull you home. I'll have to close out with that one. That's a good one. 10-4 Big Trucker. It's called Convoy by C.W. McCall, and very humorous, but for the day it was very popular. Like I said, there was even a couple of there was a movie about truckers, and there was even a series on TV about truckers in the 70s, and that didn't last very long. But you know, everything goes through its phases. There was a truck stop outside of town in Yukon there, and best friend worked there, and I worked there for a short amount of time. I really had this thing that I was going to save up my money and buy a sports car, a Corvette. But one job was enough. That's when I was doing construction. So I'd get up in the morning 8 o'clock and work until about 6 o'clock, and then I'd go home and take a nap, and then I'd go up to the truck stop and work overnight shift, so from midnight to it was like 6 in the morning, and that was just too much. I just couldn't handle two full-time jobs. But I remember cleaning bathrooms and sweeping the parking lot, and I just couldn't do it. It was just too straining. Remember one thing he said, because he worked there for quite a while at the truck stop, one of those 76 truck stops. I don't know if they're still around, but they were popular along the freeways. That he was working late one night, and then and they always have restaurants inside. That he seen some people wearing some Judas Priest jackets and stuff, and talked to them, and then they were passing through town with the road crew, and because we were big Judas Priest fans, so it was just interesting that he could just happen to be there and talk to them, and that. But there was see what was and he could really tell, my uncle could tell her some really racy jokes. I know there's I ain't even gonna go into it because I'll offend somebody, and I'm not good at offending people. But nasty, rude, crude, sexual. I mean, parents were holding the ears all the time. But he could tell some stories. Uncle Ronnie. I remember a couple of times that he would come, and the Herndons would get together, and he would pull up. I remember one time specifically, he pulled up, had the big old semi-truck parked out in front, and there was some leftover, it must have been hauling produce, but there was a lot of leftover produce in there, and we had a fight throwing old cabbages around and carrots and stuff inside the truck. Made a mess. But fond memories of Ronnie. Uncle Ronnie passed away many years ago. I know my uncle's not good, not longevity on the uncle side. It always worried me. That's why I try to keep some decent health and try to exercise and take my vitamins and all that good stuff. But this one's for you, Uncle Ronnie. So 10-4 Big Trucker. Convoy by C.W. McCall. Check it out on YouTube. February 2013.